Alright, y'all, this your girl Chef Lil P. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I know it's been a long time. I shouldn't left you, but I'm back. So here it go. Some new content for you. Anyway, I've been listening to Larry June, you know, his last tape, Until Midnight Comes.
What did you say?
Like, on repeat. Cause the tape is fire. It's fire. And one of his songs, he's saying bike 7 miles and then it's back to the dollar. You know, 7 Mile Bike Ride Part 2. That's what it's called. And I've been thinking, you know, Larry June, he on this he's different, you know what I'm saying? He's in his own, you know, own lane when it comes to, like, you know, all these rappers out here. You know, he's talking about eating healthy, you know, getting your mind, body, pockets right, and everything. And he's staying tapped in, you know what I'm saying, to what's going on in the financial world. Especially when he had one of these lyrics in that one song I was talking about, bike 7 miles and then back to the dollar. He says prices is higher, the dollar is dropping. I think that's how it goes. And to me, I interpret, you know, that lyric and the whole song in general as in keeping, you know, the grind simple. You know, make sure, you know, you healthy, because, you know, like they say, health is wealth. And, you know, when you healthy, it's easier, you know, to sustain, you know what I'm saying, that grind, that run that you own. You know, you can't do it when you sick. You know, you can't do it when you in pain, aching, got a dis-ease, you know. So you always gotta, you know, make sure you right. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your mind, body, take care, you know, that whole self-care thing. Make sure you right, you know, first. And then you back to the dollar. You know. Which, yeah, you know, you get back to the money, but it's really like, he's saying get back on your purpose. You know, back on to whatever you do for money. You know, whether you know, working a job or have your own business or, you know, whatever it is. And it also, it don't necessarily have to be, you know what I'm saying, money. It could be anything that, you know, the things that money can buy, you know what I'm saying? It can be a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with, I don't know, family, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, you know what I'm saying, kids, obviously. Like, it's basically, you know what I'm saying, staying on point. You know, not getting off track, not, you know, getting distracted by, like, so many things that's going on. And here's another thing too, with the whole back to the dollar. Like, I know rappers talk a lot about getting money, getting that money, you know, out here getting this paper, you know, all that. And yeah, a lot of stuff that's been going on, especially in this country with inflation, what I'm saying, everything is high, grocery prices is high, and people crashing out on social media saying, why we gotta pay for grapes, why we gotta pay for water, God got all this stuff here for us for free, why we gotta pay for this, pay for that, and it's like, yeah, I feel that, what I'm saying, and I'm pretty sure we all do, what I'm saying, but at the same time,
you will burn in hell when I'm through with you.
We all caught up in this system, so you can't, I would say, like, don't try to let that stress you out. Going back to what I was saying, like, keep it simple, what I'm saying, make sure, you right, what I'm saying, make sure your mind, body is right, and get back to your purpose, and and I know it's hard, what I'm saying, because as soon as you get that check, what I'm saying, as soon as you get that money, it's going fast. It's going so quick, because you got to pay bills, and, what I'm saying, and, these jobs, and, they're not paying like they used to, like, yeah. And it's like I said, caught up in the system. There's nothing you can do about that, but you only pay attention to what you can control, what I'm saying, in your life. And that's your physical self, what I mean, your mind, what I'm saying, and the purpose that you here on earth. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And let everything else take care of itself. I know that's easier to, said and done, but, you gotta have something simple to go by. You know what I'm saying? In this complicated, world, what I'm saying, that we live in. And, man, Larry Jr., like I said before, he stays tapped in, because the dollar is they say it's dropping, what I'm saying. I think I read something that it dropped 10%, what I'm saying, this year. And it's one of those things, if if you follow, what I'm saying, the whole financial world, we keep up, with that side of things, what I'm saying, with the stocks and, the Dow, like all, if you keep up with all that, you know that globally there's a lot of countries that's trying to get away from the USD. They trying to find an alternative to an alternative currency to trading. And it started with the whole Russia and Ukraine war, with the sanctions on Russia. That made other countries be like, oh, okay, so you did that to Russia, you probably can do that to us too. Like, let's see here, and let's speed this up, what I'm saying, we're getting away from the dollar, and I think there's, it's a lot of stuff going on. But there's tariffs and all that. But the dollar is at risk. USD is at risk. And a lot of, Americans, we live life and we take a lot of things for granted. And if things, get worse than they are now, because the dollar is dropping, like it's not, the global currency like it was, yeah, it's gonna be some problems for us, But in the meantime, hey, bike 7 miles and get back to the dollar. Health is wealth. Stay healthy and stay on your purpose. This is Chef Lil P, and giving y'all some new content, this time around. And hey, keep riding with me, y'all. Keep riding with me. All right, peace.